Hello everyone, welcome back to the Big Bad Bench. And today, what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about a lot of things. We'll talk about some VCFE stuff. We'll talk about my worst purchase I've ever made and how it turned out to actually be kind of a decent purchase. And then we're going to do some work on a Macintosh LC. So that'll be fun. So how's it going? We got lots of people in the chat already. We got Dave's Vintage Apple Tech Knight, Vic the Vicar. Who else is here? Garth Beagle, One Bit Fever Dreams. How's it going, everybody? Always great to see you all. So let's go right to this thing and show off this mess. So here we go. This is a giant box. I can't even say this with a straight face, of Commodore 64 motherboards. Look at this mess. As you might know if you've ever seen anybody working on a Commodore 64, that these things are missing all of the important chips, right? Like all this kind of chippy stuff that these things that all do the work. Some of them have some RAM. So our old friend MT RAM is on some of them. You can see this particular C64 is just a hodgepodge of different stuff. And so we can go through this. We're not going to go through all these, but just look at this mess. Oh my God. Look at this mess. There's like nothing really useful here. I knew what I was getting into when I bought these. Look at this. Oh, this one actually has some chips, but they all have little marks on them that I'm sure means that they're dead. So that's great. So overall, there are 30 Commodore 64 motherboards here. Why did I buy that? I don't know. I thought it might be kind of cool to do like an art project with it, like a wall hanging. But the neat thing about it, as I was sort of moving them from the box to another box, is that, you know, they each have different problems and they each kind of tell their own story, which is, you know, part of the reason I like old systems. Oh, here's a dead spider on this one. That spider had a story at one point, I'm sure. So yeah, I will have a Commodore 64 video at some point. I have one that I've been wanting to repair for a very long time now. And I cut around to it. So yeah, this is a big ass box. Oh man. So yeah, that was kind of a stupid waste of money, but I knew what I was getting into. Yes, Vic, there are 30 there. Yeah, so but you know, I don't know, it's really cool. I mean, it's such neat history. But it turns out that it wound up being a really awesome trip to go get those things. So it was somebody that was local. And so, yeah, a lot of the chips are available as modern replacements. So, you know, it's cool. Sorry, I gotta fix this chat so I can actually see it. I'm having issues here. Oh, man, now I can't see anything. Oh my God, I lost the chat. Things are crazy here today at the Big Bad Bench. I'm sorry. I'm still giddy from this purchase. So anyway, the person I bought... Oh, shoot. Uh-oh. Okay. Are we still on? Can y'all hear me? Okay, yeah. All right. Whew. So the person that I bought those Commodore 64s from, turns out that he has a lot of vintage... a lot of old vintage computer stuff. And he was like, hey, you know, you want to look around and see what else you might be interested in? And so, you know, I started poking around, and there were some PC or ISA sound cards and video cards and IDE interface cards and stuff like that. And I always need more of those. So I started making a little pile. I got a 486... what's it called? All-in-one board, you know, like a board that would go inside of a interface, a backplane. And so, you know, I had my little pile. And so he's like, oh, there's also this thing over here. And so I was like, oh, I don't know what that is, but I know that I won it because I saw 040. And so, those of us in the Mac world, we all know when we see an 040, it's probably a 68040. And so, if we look here, where am I? Oh, sorry, I'm missing stuff. Here's my 2CI on the Big Bad Bench, and 68040 at 32 megahertz with the built-in coprocessor. And so I was like, yeah, this wound up being a really good this wound up being a really good trip. So let's shut this down. So let's take a look at this thing. So this was my 680, let's see. Right. I don't know if anyone remembers that I restored this 680, this Macintosh 2CI a while ago, and it had this Daystar 6830 upgrade that's a 50 megahertz 68030 in it, which is freaking awesome. So let's put that back away. But 68040, right? And so when I got it, it actually, the little jumper pin, it has a little set of jumpers. So this is the Carrera 680 or 6 yeah, excuse me. The Carrera 040 from Micromac Technology. When I picked this up, the jumper was in the LC position. The LC means that there's no math coprocessor installed. And so then I just kind of like pried up the heatsink a little bit, and I saw the model number on here, and it turns out that it was a full fat 68040 with the math coprocessor. And so this thing is awesome. And then it also has the cache card. So this is a 128K cache module that goes onto the card like that. And so this wound up being a freaking awesome trip. So now I have a 68040 Macintosh 2CI with 64 megs of RAM, Blue Scuzzy V2, Eric Helgeson. There we go, repping Eric Helgeson with Blue Scuzzy V2. So this system is freaking awesome. I love this thing. This might be my favorite system that I have right now. So yeah, so that was my exciting week. I wasted, so I'll tell you, I paid $50 for those 30 Commodore 64 motherboards, but I wound up getting 68040 Macintosh 2CI, and so I'm super stoked about that. Okay, back to the topic of today's actual stream. Let's see, what do we have here? All right. Yeah, so even if they're all, I mean, they are all dead C64 motherboards, $50 for 30 of them. I was like, that's not a bad deal. It's still a lot of old electronics to just be holding on to, but I don't know. We'll see. All right, sorry. Who else showed up here? Eric Helgeson showed up. Starbuck Tech showed up. Epictronics was here. All right. Thanks everyone for coming by. Yeah, the remaining chips are the main costs of Commodore 64s at this point. So they would not be cheap builds if they were to be restored. So here we go. This is a Macintosh LC. And so in the video description, back in December, I had bought a bunch of LC, LC2, LC3 systems, and I did a triage video where I just went through and like took out all the caps, and did some, just analyzed how what they all looked like on the inside. And I did another stream later on, and that's also in the video description, of recapping an LC, an LC2, and an LC3 mother logic board all in one stream. And so we know we have good logic boards, but it was wintertime and the cases were all really nasty. So this is an example. This was the Performa 400, basically an LC2 system. And you can see what this one looks like. This one actually looked worse. And so a couple weeks ago, I started tearing them down, cleaning them. Look at how gross that is. Cleaning them all up, retrobrighting them. And so that's where we're at right now. And you can see these systems. This system looks pretty nice. One quick thing I want to show, and I've shown this before, but it's always kind of worth repeating. When you're retrobrighting these things, you have to take out the EMI shielding, otherwise it's going to want to rust. So basically, let's zoom in a little bit here. So basically you can come in with your little razor blade and pop off each of them. But that means you got to put them back on. And so how do we put them back on? And let's see, we're going to put this one back on right here. So for these, I actually kept all the little heat stakes that I popped off. And so we're going to leave that right there. So then we have a syringe with some acetone in it. And we need my forceps. We're going to put a little acetone on there. Going to put some acetone on the leftover heat stake. I'm going to flip that over. Put that back where it should kind of go. Set our acetone aside. And I like to kind of just work it a little bit. Make sure that they're starting to touch each other pretty well. Okay, so then I have this punch. I'm going to get in position. I'm going to take my hot air station. Currently have my hot air station set at 190 degrees Celsius. And we're going to come in, just hit that a little bit. You'll see it bubble up. It might not show up real well on camera there. And then you just smush it down. I don't know what MEK is. What is MEK? But this winds up working really well. So you can see, we kind of replunge it down. Methyl ethyl ketone. Oh, come on, that sounds more... I'll definitely look for it and try it. But the acetone works really well. I haven't had any issues. And so the EMI shield and the main chassis. I restored a bunch of the heat stakes using this method. You don't have to put back every heat stake. Just, want to hold it. Hold the EMI shields down. Okay, so let's put this thing back together and see what we got here. I have two of these. I don't remember if I've actually recapped both or not. Okay. Oh, this is an LC. That's an LC3. This is the wrong one. That's an LC. Alright, so the LC will have to go in here. Okay. And we'll snap this guy in here. There's the little... Oh, we're zoomed in a lot. That's alright. That looks good. Okay, so you can see the little tabs here. You just slide the logic board down over that. And then slide back. And we're good to go. The next thing we're going to do is get a blue SCSI. And a blue SCSI. Oh, guess I spilled some isopropanol. Sorry. So this is a bracket designed by Potato Phi, and they work wonderfully for the LC series. Or this design was specifically made for the LC series. Let's see, we got that in there. Okay. And we'll slap a SCSI cable on it now. Let's see. Okay, that's how that fits. So there's the little things there that go like that. Snap down really beautifully. Alright, and then thought I'd clean that off. There's still a little dust on there. Let's zoom out. Oh, you can see it. The LC and LC2 have this kind of connection. I think the LC2 cases actually use the regular pin connectors, though, pin headers. But they use this little mechanism for the fan and the speaker. This one's a little mangled. Probably had a hard life sitting on the big bad bench for a couple weeks. Things have been kind of crazy. Oh yeah, I didn't clean that off at all. Oh my gosh. Gonna have to fix that. Just gonna use a Q-tip. Gonna move my LC so I don't put all the dust right on there. It's all nice and cleaned. So yeah, I went to VCF East last week. Got to meet the Tech Knight in person, which is very cool. Got to meet Retro Tech Chris in person, and Justin D. Morgan, and Jeremy from Jeremy's Vintage Hillbilly Shack, and David from Usagi Electric, which I got to see the Centurion system up close and personal. And I got to see and hear it run. That Hawk Drive, I think, is what it's called. I get my names confused with that old stuff. Hear that thing spin up and spin down. That was kind of a wild experience. All right. And of course, I saw Steve. Oh yeah, I also got to meet Ron in person from Ron's Computer Video for the first time ever. I had met Steve and Sean before, Steve from Mac 84 and Sean from Action Retro. But it was good to see them all again. So yeah, it was really cool seeing a lot of people that I've interacted with online. Tech Knight is an absolute god. The stuff that he did with the Weather Star stuff was just incredible to see. That was probably my favorite bit of VCF East. And Eric's Edge is here. How's it going, Eric? Eric got his Blue SCSI this week, Blue SCSI V2 that I gave away as part of my 1-year anniversary of YouTube, and for other reasons, hitting 384 subscribers and 386 subscribers, which are great computer numbers. Alright, so we got that going. And Garth Beagle, take it easy, man. Alright, we got a floppy drive here. I don't know if I serviced this one, but let's stick it in and see what happens. Alright, so I have one power supply here that I know is good, so let's try that one out first. Oh yeah, I need some VRAM and some RAM. What else have we got here? Let's try these two. Ooh, Eric picked up an old word processor. Yeah. Alright, need a VRAM thing. And that's how easy it is to put together a Macintosh LC. Let's zoom out a little. Zoom out a little more. Alright, let's try to power this thing up. Oh yeah, we gotta put this thing on too. So just the little back cover. Just like that. Then there's a little metal clip-a-majig. Alright, there. That looks nice. Alright. Let's have some video. In 3, 2, 1. Yay, we got chime. Alright. We'll take it. Sorry, my voice is a little out. I haven't felt well since getting back from VCF East. Let's take a look at this thing. Oh, wrong one. The con crud. Come on, boot the thing. Nah, I don't think it's the Rona. I actually think I think it's my allergies. Like, I think, my body got used to being like, having all the pollen and whatnot from up here, and then, to hop down to Jersey during key pollen season. I think it just kicked my immune system into craziness. Yeah, it's like a head cold. So, I don't know. Maybe it's a head cold. It's definitely not the Rona. I know that. I had that back in January. Alright, Macintosh LC. 10 megs of RAM. Sweet. Alright, so let's shut this thing down. And take a look at the power supply. Birch is in bloom. Alright, cool. Well, this thing's good, but we need a real power supply for it. So let's see what we got here. Okay. Set our mouse aside. Go back to here. Come on, phone, wake up. There we go. All right, so these were power supplies out of the LCs. These are both TDK. I'll zoom in a little bit. Part number 6990153. I don't have the actual power supply rebuild kits for this, so we'll see what these look like on the inside. I think these were both dead, which is why I didn't want to power them up right now. These both have that same model number. 6990153. Oh, man. So these have a tiny little screw. Well, it's not tiny, but it has a small head in it. I don't like, the rust that I'm seeing here. Yeah, things up here had been like really cold. I think like 2 weeks ago, we still had like some snow on the ground at one place. And then all of a sudden it was like 90 and stuff's just going nuts. Alrighty. Let's see what's in this guy. I don't think think I need to take that off, but let's take it off anyway. Oh, it took off. Come on, you thing. Am I missing a screw? Oh, what are those? Those are screws that hold it together. So each of these power supplies is slightly... Oh. That one's making noise, so we're not going to power that one up, even though I have previously. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, wow, Vic. You got snow? Oh, this late? But yeah, yesterday here was absolutely perfect. It was basically 68 degrees Fahrenheit. There we go. Sorry. That was kind of dumb of me. Alright, let's see what we're looking at in here. Oh, good golly. Okay. This isn't good. Oh, turn on my soldering iron. Gonna wipe off this thermal compound because I always make a mess with these things with the thermal compound. Look at that. We can already see good juice. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's great. So this one's going to need some work. I'll have to check and see if I have these caps. I know I have 1000 microfarad 10 volts. Let's see what these other ones are. It's hard to see what they are. I don't know if the cap juice actually erased some of the writing. It definitely looks like it's partially been destroyed. But we'll pop them off there. And this one's going to need some more extensive work. So anytime you see these little black dots underneath the solder mask, you should probably try to clear it out if you can. So that's going to make a mess. Oh, okay. That's fine. Everything's fine. We'll be okay. It's not the worst thing in the world. Let's pop over this other one. This one is also the 6690153. So the thing I always worry about is whether the caps leaking like that are going to do any more damage anywhere else in the power supply, which I hope not. Technite is much more experienced at taking this kind of stuff apart and figuring out what the exact problem is than I. It would take me a long time to diagnose something like this. So if other stuff's bad, it's definitely not something I'm gonna do on this stream. So, but let's see what we're looking at in here. This one doesn't have any rust in there, so that's encouraging. Yeah, it's not too bad. Again, we're going to wipe off this thermal paste so that I don't keep getting it all over myself. Alright, what's this one look like? Not bad. There is a little bit of crustiness under here, so we'll pop these out. See what we're looking at. Oh, it's a little voltage adjustment in there. That's interesting. Okay. Alright, and you can see under here, we're not dealing with all that corrosion underneath the solder mask. So I think this one's going to be our more likely to recap one today. Let's see what happens. Alright, let's pop this off. Yeah, the thermal paste gets everywhere if you don't do something about it. Alright, we'll set this guy aside. And let's start ripping out caps. We'll keep the other one together. Oh, I've never worked on car audio amps. Yeah, that makes sense. 47 microfarad. Don't have 47 microfarad, 25 volts. Alright, so that one's gonna have to stay. Nichicons in this one don't look bad. Although, as I just hit that with heat, I heard some popping, which is often a nice little indicator of cap juice everywhere. Let's use the old solder pult to get rid of some of this extra solder. Oh. What do we see there? We see juice. Oh yeah, smell it. Can you smell that over the interweb? That's the smell of failure. 270 microfarad. I have no 270 microfarad. Alright, so what about the cap? See if any of my other kits have it in there. Let's see if we can do this. I might just have to wait for today and order some caps. When I ordered my cap kits, they didn't have the right caps for this, or they didn't have kits for this particular model. There's those. What's that? 270 microfarad, 35 volt. Okay, this might be similar. Yeah, Console 5 helps out a lot with this kind of thing because, you know, all of these stupid different numbers, different variety of caps that you need to fix these things. It looks like the kit might be really similar between the two, so that's encouraging. Got some nice cap residue there. Let's pop this out. We might be able to fix this one today with the other cap kit. Oof. Oh, look at that. Look at all that juice. This one is a 270 microfarad 25 volt, which I think we have in here. 270 microfarad 35, so that's probably it. 270 microfarad 16. Hey, Ron from Ron's Computer Videos is here. How's it going, Ron? Yes, Ron did some awesome videos from VCF East, or about VCF East, around VCF East. If you want to know more, Tech Night, actually, his video is really awesome. He had a lot of video about the Macintosh SE from a lake, so that was a lot of fun to see. I left VCF East at around noon on Saturday, head down to Philly to go see some people, and I missed all of that shenanigans of the Lake Macintosh LC. All right, this is another 25 microfarad, 270. Oof, this thing smells so bad. Oh, nice help there, Ron. That was thorough. All right, let's get some stuff in there. Need a new. Yep, that's gross. Need a new thingy. Yeah, this thing's pretty gross. Yeah, look at that gross junk that just came out of there. Wow. Oh, and it's still going. It's still going. I know I should probably take all the caps out and do it that way, but I want to make sure I don't miss the locations of these things. Oof. Look at that. That is nasty. Why do I do this? What is wrong with me? Oops. All right, let's put these two back in. So we're going to put in 270 microfarad, 35 volts. Just double checking what I have here. And I think we're going to need to straighten these pins. All right. Negative. Got gross weight. I would call it gross weight. All right, there's that. Gonna make sure to snip these off. Find my snippers. I was recapping a power supply the other day, and I forgot to snip the stupid leads. I put it back together, and it shorted out behind it. Yeah, it's like, yep, that's quality. Hey, Starbuck Tech, thank you. Yes, smash that like button. Okay, so we're gonna put this other one here. Okay. Minus. All right. Looking good. Alright, so I'm going to leave that one off because that's a 1000 microfarad 10 volt. So I'll take all those off. So I'm just kind of like walking these out. You know, heat up one side, heat up the other. I like to do it that way sometimes. Oh, look at this. Oh, man. Oh, there's just juice everywhere. And then I'll come back. I like to use the walk method because it confirms to me that I'm actually heating up the right solder pad. And then once the cap's out, it can suck out the juice, or suck out the remainder. And so this one. Okay. Alrighty. Some real high quality juice in there. 10 volt, 270 microfarad. Alright. Oh, I could hear it sizzle on that one. Oh, there's so much sizzling happen. Oof. Wow. Crusty, crusty nastiness. Alright. So, Elna, you can go take a hike. 270 microfarad. So we'll probably use that one. Alright, let's do some cleanup here. Gotta make more mess. Maybe it's good for my skin. We'll see. I don't know. I had my hands in the vat of peroxide this morning. So, you know, we go right from one thing to the next. You used to chew on the capacitors. That can't be good. I used to chew on batteries, so I guess that's not much better. My teeth are great. Nice yellow Q-tip. Nice yellow cap juice. Oh, this is gross. What the hell, people? Gonna need more different paper towel. Yeah, I think the other one I'm gonna disassemble and put in my ultrasonic bath. One of my two SI power supplies that was really bad. Um, the the corrosion had like basically gone through, and all the cap juice had filled up all the holes. And every time you tried to solder, it would like blow up. And so I had to desolder everything, and then run it through the ultrasonic cleaner. And even then, it was really difficult to repair some of the solder joints. But ultimately, I got that one working. All right, so this one was 270 microfarad 10 volts. We're replacing that with a 270 microfarad 16 volt. Yeah. Get enough of that stuff just hanging out. I think, a lot of the things that, why the pieces don't work with bad caps is really oh man, come on thing. Um, the cap juice just causing bridges. Flux on there. As opposed to me just causing bridges. A little bit of flux. That helps get rid of the stinky cap smell. So that's kind of nice as a little break. All right, let's pop this little guy out. See what that one is. Okay, this thing's nasty. We've got a 56 microfarad 25 volt. And we got a replacement that's a 56 microfarad 35 volt. All right, so yeah, it seems like the cap kit for the 614003 has most of the supplies that we need for the 669. What is it? 699015 They seem really similar. I mean, they're both TDK power supplies. Let's get some more cleaning action in there. Yeah, that one's bad. Frodon Greenman, how's it going? Welcome. All right. We're just having some fun with some cap juice here. We're all high on cap juice. We missed, some of this lovely crusty nastiness. Just coming in, clean that up. Get rid of some of these crustinesses. So I'm not doing this one very efficiently. It would be way faster to just pop all these things out and fill in new ones, but I don't have the... I wasn't sure of the arrangement of the caps in here, and I wanted to make sure that I didn't displace things. If the rubber plug shrinks and that's why it leaks, I mean, I have a feeling a lot of it has to do with just the age of that, you know, the rubber just getting bad over the years. I'm gonna hit that again. There's some bad stuff in there. Gonna get a new Q-tip. Really scrub at this thing. Whew. Yeah, I mean, it could just be the rubber drying out. It could be shrinking. I mean, it could be an interaction with the electrolyte. I mean, one of the things I've always heard, and this is definitely something that I do not have scientific evidence for, which, you know, it's always, you know, hard to figure out if something's real or not. But I've heard that systems that, you know, are used more are less likely to leak their caps. I know if you're just dealing with a straight up bad cap, right? It doesn't matter whether the system's on or not. But I don't know, just sitting for years and years could be a contributor. Alright, let's get this little guy on. This is a 56 microfarad, 35 volt. Go in there like that. Okay. There. Okay, let's pop these 1000 microfarad guys in. Nope, wrong way. Oh no, right way. Yep. Alright. Making some progress. Well, hopefully it's progress. We'll see. It might still not work after this. That was some pretty nasty stuff. Push this up on the board a little more. There we go. Alrighty. So those are on. Boop, 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 boop. Alright, we got 2 left. Let's see what we got here. 47 microfarad, 35 volts. Alright, yeah, we got a replacement for that one too. We got lucky. Thanks for not changing your design whole lot there, TDK. Solder pult. See all this mess we're making. Look at all that yellowness. Oh god, it's gross. Oh, it's so gross. 47 microfarad, right? Sorry folks, I double check all this stuff a lot. I don't trust my brain. Oh yeah, so I forget if I went through the full list, but people that have done videos about VCF East this year, Ron from Ron's Computer Videos, Tech Night had a really good one. What was the other? Oh yeah, Retro Repair Roundup. The Sunday of VCF East had a video or a stream based off of that, which was really good. So yeah, make sure to check out all those videos if you're interested in sort of seeing the shenanigans from VCF East, because there was a lot going on. Alright, so the one that's on here is an 8.2 microfarad. This is a 10 microfarad. I have a feeling that that's a pretty okay replacement. What about our primary cap here? 180 microfarad, 85 volts. What's the one they give us? 220 microfarad, 420 volts. That's close, but it's not close enough for me. So I think I'm gonna leave that one on there. There's that solder pad. Okay, got solder pult. There. And that goes on there like that. That goes in there. Okay. Alrighty. So I think that's gonna do it. So let's stick this thing back together and see what we get. That one filled up the solder pult. Okay. That one's crusty, so we're not going to use the crusty one. Okay. So on here, they're always very nice and label for us. Oh, get rid of these little solder blobs that flew around. Okay. Glue up there. Oh, gotta put down the soldering iron. I'm not going to get both of them at one shot. I thought I was that fancy. I'm not that fancy. Sorry, folks. You should know by now, I'm not that good. This thing. Something blocking. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. We're making progress here, slowly but surely. Put that one back in there. Did I say I met Justin D. Morgan at VCF? I thought I did, but I met Justin D. Morgan there too. All right, so that's that. I just want to check and make sure this fuse isn't blown. Let's just double check that one. Okay, we're good. Now we'll come back together on here. This thing, it's got to fit inside that. Okay, so now, before I forget, let's put a little thermal compound on here. Now that I'm done. Less likely to make a mess. I probably still will make a mess. It's just how it goes with these things. Okay, there's that. There's that one. This gotta go over here. I want it to go. There's these two zip ties. That's supposed to go one on each side. Click that in there. Click those two buttons over there. And let's get real confident. Let's just screw this thing back together and believe that this is actually going to work. I don't believe that it's going to work. We'll see. We'll see. Gotta believe. Alright, so what are we thinking? Is this going to work or is it not going to work? Make sure the switch is off. And Joe's Computer Museum is here too. How's it going, Joe? Chris Angelis, thanks for stopping by. Thank you for your confidence that this is going to work. And Epictronics, thank you for your confidence too, my friend. Oh, my fingers are so sticky from all that cap juice. Oh, I feel dirty. I feel dirty. Alright, let's clear off the big band bench, or just throw shit to the side anyway. Let's zoom out. Zoom out some more. Alright, look at my mess. Where did the battery go? Okay, here we go. Alright, so here is our freshly assembled LC2 or LC. And we're going to take out this power supply that is not the right one for it. Not that it's a bad one for it. They all are interchangeable, but this was the appropriate one for it, so I want to get the appropriate one. All right, let's get in on close to that moment. Oh, my fingers are so sticky. And here I am touching this nice, beautiful, new, refurbished chassis. Make sure our switch is off. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Yes. Awesome. Let's check our voltages. Five volts dead on. 12 volts close enough. Negative 5 volts perfect. All right. And we're booting up. I guess I should try a floppy. See if we need to work on this floppy drive at all. I forget if I've serviced this one or not. Ooh, it's in black and white. Oh, let's do this. Control panels. How many colors do we get on an LC? Oh yeah, 16 colors. Look at that. All right, so that's cool. Oh, you know what I forgot to do is add the battery. Here, let's do this. So one of the things I always do, and I'm pretty sure that I know the answer to this one, but I always like to put in batteries on these things, but I always like to double check to make sure that they're not supplying voltage, and just to show that we're actually reading voltage here, that I'm not just making crap up. Yeah. Because if they supply voltage, then you got to add a diode to make sure that you don't explode your batteries. But that one is not, so I'll be able to just add a battery holder to that, no problem. So that's cool. Oh yeah, let's check the floppy. Ooh, that didn't feel good. It read okay. That's good. Let's see if we destroy our cheese gear by trying to eject this. Oh, no, that's not bad. Yeah, that's not too bad. Alright. I think it just was like a little tired. Alright, cool. Well, this job is almost done. We got one more thing to do on this. So here is our nicely retro-brighted top case. This little plasticky or foamy bit stuck in there. Okay, now, uh-oh, that's not good. Oh, there it is, a little apple. So, you always got to take your little apples off before you retro bright. And when I put these back in, I like to use a little tiny chunk of double-sided tape might be too thick of a double-sided tape, but it's what I had available. Pop that out. Come on, you backing. That's the problem with doing little tiny pieces of double-sided tape. There we go. All right, and our last thing to do right here. Let's put on our apple. There you go. So, nicely restored Macintosh LC. Yeah, I think we're about to end this stream anyway. So, we got our LC all done. We're ready to go. So that was good. We also kind of know now that if you have no, not that one. So if you have the TDK 6990153 power supply for a Macintosh LC series, that you can use the recap kit from the 614003 that Console 5 has around. So, all right. Really excited that that one's all back together. That's one more thing off of my list that needs to happen. Unfortunately, I got a lot more stuff to work on, so we're not quite done yet. So definitely get subscribed. Check back in the future. I always have more projects to work on. Way too many projects to work on. So I want to thank everyone for stopping by today. Dave's Vintage Apple Tech, Epictronics, Eric's Edge, Chris Angelis, Joe's Computer Museum, Tech Night, Frodon Greenman, Vic the Vicar. Who else was here? Starbuck Tech, Ron from Ron's Computer Videos, Garth Beagle, Eric Helgeson. I'm sure I'm going to miss somebody. I'm sorry if I miss anyone. But thank you all for stopping by. Always great to see you. And yeah, hit that like button. Get subscribed. Do all the YouTube stuff. Leave a comment. Feed the algorithm, please. No, that's fine. Do what you want. But have a great day, y'all. Thank you all for coming by. And I'll see you tomorrow on Dave's Vintage Apple Tech stream.